Hello friends, this is Kevin Peters, Product Marketing Engineer from INEOS, and today we're going to be running through the different LED states or different LED status indicators of the BPK-XT or the R4K XT, also known as Puma. To start, we have a black LED, which, you guessed it, means that the unit does not have any power. To get it out of this state, we need to, you guessed it, supply power. That can be done via USB, which needs 5 volts and a minimum of 500 milliamps. Upon powering up, there are 3 possible states. Number 1, the unit boots up correctly, which is indicated by a blinking red LED. This means that the unit is powered on and in operational mode, but does not see another unit via fiber. Number 2, the unit boots up and detects a hardware overload condition, which is indicated by an alternating red and purple LED. Please contact tech support if you see this and you need assistance with the further diagnosis of this state. Number 3, the unit did not initialize correctly, and that is indicated by an alternating red and blue LED. Usually, this is solved by a power cycle to the unit. Assuming we are in a good initialization state, let's explore the next operational states. 1, we have both units powered on and blinking red. We then connect them via fiber and they go to blinking yellow. This tells us that the units can see each other, but they have not yet received the HDMI ready signal, known as HPD or hot plug detect, from the display. If you're getting blinking yellow unexpectedly, this is usually because either the HDMI cables are not fully plugged in to the TX or RX, or either the source or sync device is off. Now, number 2, we go to a solid yellow LED. This happens when the units detect there is a good optical link between themselves, and they detect that there's a good electrical link from source to TX to RX to display, which results in the HDMI ready signal, hot plug detect, being active, but no further commands via HDMI are being sent from the source. You will often see this LED state in audio return channel mode, as that means that HPD is active, but of course, the source doesn't need to be sending video because the display's smart features are the actual video source. After HPD is active, there are 3 equally valid states, and they all kind of depend on what type of encryption handshake the source and display make. Number 1, no encryption, which results in a white LED. This LED status means that there are no active encryption transactions actively going on between the source and display, and therefore the video is not encrypted. Number 2, HDCP 1.4 encryption, which results in a green LED. This LED status means that HDCP 1.4 was started and is actively being maintained, monitored from the active reading by the source of the display's RI registers. Number 3, HDCP 2.2 encryption, which results in a blue LED. This LED status means that HDCP 2.2 was started and is actively being maintained, monitored from the active polling by the source of the display's RX status registers. In any of these active video states, if you disconnect an HDMI cable or power off a device such that the HDMI ready signal, hot plug detect, is no longer active, the LEDs will indicate as such by dropping back to the blinking yellow LED state, showing that they are ready for the next HDMI communication. One last state you might run into is any color alternating with flashes of red. In this case, we are showing red-yellow, but it can also happen with white, green, or blue. This occurs when the Puma units are in one of the defined states described above, but are detecting optical errors between the TX and RX. Most often, this is because the fiber is dirty or damaged. If you see this LED status, please confirm the integrity of the fiber by performing a simple visual check with a test laser of your termination kit. Ensure that you do not see any light leakage coming from the translucent slider mechanism of your fielded terminable fiber. You can also perform a more exact check by performing a light loss test with a laser and optical power meter. You should see less than 1 dB of loss. If you continue to see error markers on the LED status indicator, please call tech support for further troubleshooting.